So here is the ConvertKit email sequence setup. If you want people to buy from you, that's usually going to require several touch points. So a touch point is where they see you, they see your content, and they keep coming back for more. People generally are not going to make impulse purchases, especially if they're more high-ticket items. So one way of bringing them in is to offer them something valuable through a series of videos, of emails, or of some other content, articles and so on. So what I'm going to look at in this video here is how you might do that. So I'm going to start with the content itself. What I'm going to recommend here is that you begin the series by, for example, supposing we have a series of emails. So the first one is really identifying the problem or the pain that they may be experiencing. That's the thing that you're going to be able to touch into, to tap into, to help them to solve. Now, this can be something really small, but something small but important, at least annoying enough for them to want to give you their email address or to subscribe to your YouTube channel or to follow you in some capacity that's actually going to get them taking action. And so first we're going to identify the problem and then paint the dream. What would it be like if this mess, whatever this problem is, were solved? What difference would it make? And then you can jump into the next steps, which is what do they need to start? Okay, so you've given me the problem. It sounds like you have understood exactly what my problem is, and you have painted the dream. Yes, that does sound within reach. It sounds achievable to me, and it also sounds like it's something that I can't do by myself without your help or without your instructions. So what do I need to start? What tools do I need? What skills do I need? What money do I need? What other things might I need to get started? And the simpler the win that you can give them, the better. Because these things can be overwhelming. People think I don't have those skills. Really, when we're painting the dream, what we want to do is have two things. We want to show them that it is more difficult. We want to show them that it's more difficult than they thought, than they think. But we also want to show them that this is really within reach. And so this is very often where people get undone, is that first they think, oh, I can do this by myself, and then they can't. And then they fall over. So it's really, really important to keep people motivated and to show them step by step, here's how to do it. So once we know what the prerequisites are, what they need to start, then you can actually step through the program. How do they take action? So this could be an email. First, identify the problem. This could be a second email, or even in the same email, paint the dream. And then here's what you need to start. How do they take action? And then what I would do is reinforce. And you can do this throughout the series. Let's say it's a series of emails or a YouTube playlist, a series of videos. What I would do is reinforce the win or the loss. Well, this one is really the win. What's the immediate gain that they get? Once again, we're really trying to stop them thinking this is more difficult than this is not achievable. So give them some quick win. If they get this done now, they will have, what is it? And then long term, what is the long-term benefit to them? And then there's fear of missing out. What if they don't do anything? What if they don't take action? And so let's take this with a simple example of building an email list, because that's what I'm going to cover in the next video. First, we identify the problem. Well, the problem is that you are not keeping in touch with the people who admire you and who may be likely to buy from you. Paint the dream. Imagine if you had an email list of people who were engaged and who were happy, delighted to hear from you. Now that's more difficult than you realize, because what are you going to give them to get their email address? But it's actually more achievable. You might think, I don't have the tools, I don't have the skills, I'm not technical, I wouldn't know what to write. No. This is more achievable than you realize. And then once you have that list, then if you were to write to them even in a month or 3 months and so on, they are people who are used to hearing from you. So what do they need to start? Well, what tools? So for the email list, I'm going to say that one of the tools they need is an email marketing solution. And my one is going to be ConvertKit. And I'm going to include an affiliate link so that you can sign up for ConvertKit. It is free for up to 1,000 email subscribers. And so while you're growing that email list, well, you can sign up and you can have that all set up. What skills do you need? Well, that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to create a very, very simple email marketing series, an email series, really covering this. How do you take action? Well, you have to watch my series, watch this video series, sign up for ConvertKit, and watch this series. You can use other email marketing. You could use ActiveCampaign or MailChimp, or there are many, many others. How do you take action? Well, you follow this path. What's the immediate benefit? Well, the immediate benefit is that you now have somewhere to send people without actually making a sales pitch to them. What's the long-term benefit? I've already spoken about it. Is that in 3, 6, 12 months' time, you can go back to your email list, and those are people who have heard from you, haven't unsubscribed, and they're happy to keep continuing to hear from you and maybe get an offer from you. And what if you don't do anything? Well, then you're dependent on social media or keeping names in your head, or just relying on word of mouth or some other means of building this email list. So I've just done that with that example. How do people, and why do they even come to this content? That really comes down to the entry. What is the entry? Now, they could actually come to a YouTube video, which might drive them to that email list. Now, this may not be an email list. As I say, this could be a YouTube series, a series of YouTube videos. They might see a blog post, which will drive them to a landing page, or they might come straight to the landing page. That might actually be something that they land on when they search for a solution to their particular problem. Or it could be a social media post. So here is really the entry level, is to give them some incentive, and the incentive might be this email series or this YouTube series, and that could be a combination of email and videos. You don't want to make it too hard for yourself, but you might say, for each of these emails, I'm going to include a little video. And then once they've done all of that, then what is the next step that you want them to take? And so at the end of that series, that next step might be to book a call with you, or to buy a course, or to sign up for a video series or something else. Okay? What is that next step? Or you're simply going to be continuing to send them valuable information with an invitation for them to buy from you. So we've got the entry, we've got the content itself, and then we've got the next step. And so what I'm going to do now is show you, using ConvertKit, I'm going to create a little series. I'm going to show you the structure, the technical side. So it's really around the skills and the tools to create a series like this in ConvertKit, including a landing page, and we may have a next step, such as book a call with me.